We're in Tempest, and this super high-stakes meeting is just wrapped up. You can practically hear the sigh of relief from everyone in the room, right? I mean, they just managed to sidestep a full-blown war with the one and only Guy Crimson, the most powerful demon lord out there. So yeah, crisis averted. Or so they think.
So how'd they manage it? Well, the solution was actually pretty slick. Leon Cromwell, of all people, stepped up and agreed he'd be the one to go talk to Guy and explain the whole complicated mess with Chloe Aubert. And boom, just like that, the threat of war between two demon lords just evaporates. For a hot second, it really looks like everything's going to be okay.
And then, right in the middle of all this high-stakes diplomacy, we get this absolutely hilarious and kinda awkward moment. You've got Chloe, in her total pure innocence, just calling Leon Leononi-chan, like Big Brother. She has no idea he's completely head over heels for her, and you can just feel Rimuru looking on, thinking, man, this poor guy, a powerful demon lord, totally friend-zoned.
So yeah, the conference? A total success. The whole Guy Crimson situation is handled, which means the only big threat left on the board is the Empire. Rimuru's just about to wrap things up, probably thinking about celebrating this huge win, but that feeling of peace, it lasts for about 5 seconds before it gets completely, and I mean violently, shattered.
Out of nowhere, there's just chaos in the hallway. You can hear the guards yelling, trying to block someone from coming in. But then this one voice just cuts right through all the noise. And this voice is just dripping with arrogance. Right away, you know this isn't some random person. This is someone big, someone powerful, and they were definitely not invited.
And then you hear him speak. It's a voice that's so full of confidence, so dominating, that it could only belong to one person in the entire world. There is absolutely no doubt who is standing on the other side of that door.
Yep, it's Guy Crimson, the strongest demon lord. He's just there. Somehow, he waltzed right past all of Tempest's defenses. He even slipped past Rimuru's own detection skills, which is just insane. That's a terrifying flex of power right there.
Now, before Rimuru can even begin to process this massive threat that just appeared, someone else moves. It's Diablo, his ever-cool, calm, and collected butler. Only, he doesn't look so calm right now. For what feels like the first time ever, he looks genuinely annoyed. Like, he has this sour, irritated look on his face.
He completely ignores everyone else in the room. Rimuru, the other demon lords, everyone, and just calmly walks straight for the door. He's about to go face-to-face with the most powerful being there. What in the world is he thinking?
He gets to the door, opens it just enough to speak, and says 2 words. Just 2. Go home. And then he slams the door right in Guy Crimson's face. The entire room just freezes. You could hear a pin drop. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can believe what they just saw.
Well, of course, that door doesn't stay shut for long. It practically explodes off its hinges as a furious Guy Crimson storms in. But Diablo, he doesn't even flinch. He just calmly tells Guy that he's interrupting a very important meeting and that he should come back later, when he's actually invited. The sheer nerve of this guy, it's just off the charts.
So, while Leon and Luminas are just staring, their jaws on the floor trying to process Diablo's audacity, the whole situation goes from 0 to 100. Guy's power is flooding the area, and that acts like a giant alarm bell for all of Tempest's heaviest hitters. They start pouring into the room, ready to throw down. First up is Benimaru. He felt that overwhelming aura from Guy and immediately thought the worst. He didn't hesitate for a second, just bolted straight in to protect Rimuru.
And right behind him, Carrera and Ultima basically teleport into the room. They sensed the presence of Red, and we'll get back to that name in a second, and their immediate thought was, okay, war's on. So now the room is just absolutely crackling with an insane amount of energy.
Okay, Rimuru sees this is about to spiral into a complete disaster, so he steps in and takes charge. He's like, whoa, everybody calm down, stand down. He quickly gets his people to chill out, and then, to de-escalate things even further, he does the sensible thing and just formally invites Guy to join them.
So, order is restored, right? The immediate threat of a giant brawl is gone. But just as everyone starts to settle down, Leon and Luminas drop a couple of questions that completely derail everything and open up a brand new and way more confusing mystery.
They start pointing at Rimuru's people and asking these really weird questions. Leon looks right at Carrera and is like, why is John here? And then Luminas points to Ultima and asks, isn't that Violet?
Now, to Rimuru, these names mean nothing, but you can tell by the looks on their faces that to the other demon lords, these names are a very big deal. And when Rimuru just casually says, "Oh, their names are Carrera and Ultima," Leon just loses it. He's completely floored. He shouts, You've given them names?" See, you have to understand, naming a monster like this is a huge deal. It binds them to you, it evolves them, and it takes an unbelievable amount of power, especially for demons of this caliber. It was thought to be literally impossible. And that's when it all clicks for Luminas. You can hear the pure shock in her voice as she puts the pieces together. She looks at Rimuru and says the one word that changes the entire game: Primordials. She realizes it's not just Diablo. Rimuru has other Primordials serving him.
Okay, let's pump the brakes for a second, because this is the absolute key to everything. What in the world is a primordial demon? Well, they are exactly what they sound like. They are the original demons, the progenitors of the entire demon race. We're talking about the 7 originals who were born way back at the dawn of time, each one representing a different color lineage. You know, red, black, yellow, violet. These guys aren't just strong, they're living myths, beings of ancient, unimaginable power.
So with that word, primordial, just hanging in the air, you can see the gears turning in Rimuru's head. Suddenly, it all starts to click into place. The crazy reactions from Leon and Luminas, those weird color names like Noir, Jaune, Violet, it's all starting to make a terrifying amount of sense. So he turns to his butler, the one who started all this, and asks the one question that needs to be asked.
And Diablo, he just smiles. That's it. No surprise, no big reaction. He has that same calm, confident look he always has. Like Rimuru just asked him if he'd like some tea, and he's about to confirm a secret that is going to shake the very foundations of this world.
And there it is, the confirmation. The demon that Rimuru summoned almost by accident, the butler he thought was just a super strong archdemon, is actually Noir, the Black Primordial, one of the 7 founders of the entire demon race. Just wow.
I mean, this revelation just throws the entire world's power balance completely out the window. So that leaves us with one massive question, right? What does it actually mean for Rimuru to have not just 1, but 3 of these living legends in his service? What happens next? Well, to find that out, you're going to have to hit that like button and subscribe to The Anime Architect. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next